Today on Stamp TV, I'm going to take stamping outside of the card-making box and show you a fun project that you can make using the new 1 Free with 3 stamp set called Elegant Elements. I designed this stamp set for you to create fun little paper embellishments for your cards and scrapbook pages. But I noticed how pretty the patterns would be if I could somehow turn them into jewelry. So today I'm going to show you how to create some polymer clay pendants and earrings. Here are the tools and products you're going to need to do this technique. First, you're going to need some polymer clay, and the clay that I'm using is called Primo Sculpey. I really like this clay. You can get it at most of the big box crafting stores, and it comes in a variety of colors. Now the color that I'm going to use today to show you a piece of jewelry is called bronze, and as you can see I've already broken into this particular pack of polymer clay. Then you're going to need some of the Perfect Pearls. And this is the metallic kit, and I'm going to use one of the Perfect Pearls from this kit. Then you're going to need an acrylic block. You're going to need one of the stamps from the Elegant Elements kit, and I have the insert here so you can see exactly which stamp set I'm talking about. And then you're going to need some, well, they're kind of like cookie cutters, but I got them in the polymer clay section. They're also sometimes with the candle section. And these are just smaller little cookie cutters. So I have a round one here, and I have a little teardrop one here, and I'm going to show you how to do earrings using this. And then I have the Tim Holtz craft pick, and I'm going to use that to create the holes in the jewelry so that I can add my findings. You're also going to need some findings, and I'll show you that in just a little bit. Okay, so to begin, you're going to take a piece of the polymer clay off, and I am by no means a polymer clay expert. In fact, this is the very first time I've ever played with polymer clay, was to make the samples for this particular video. But it's pretty easy to do. Of course, there are polymer clay experts out there that make gorgeous jewelry. But this is just a fun project and not very difficult. Probably be around a 1 on the 1 to 10 scale of how hard this is to do. So you're going to take a little piece of the polymer clay, and you're going to find that it's a little bit hard, so you're going to have to work it a little bit. And the heat from your body will work it just enough so that you can use this to create your jewelry. Okay, now that I've worked the polymer clay and got it a little bit softer, I'm rolling it into a ball. So there is a ball of polymer clay. And I'm going to lay this onto my acrylic block. Now if you're using a block like I'm using that has a grid, make sure you lay it on the non-grid side because you want it to be nice and flat, or else you'll pick up those grid lines in your clay. Then using another acrylic block, and here I'm going to just use this small round one, you're going to press down onto the piece of clay. And you see how I'm just kind of rocking it a little bit to really spread it out. There. And then I'm just going to pick it up, turn it over, press on it just a little bit more. And now I have a nice thin circle here. And you can see the polymer clay has some interesting swirls in it if you get certain colors. Usually the metallic ones have a little bit of a swirl in it, and that's really pretty. So now I'm going to pop my stamp, and I've chosen this image, and you can see it better on the insert here. So let me bring the insert over. I've chosen this image stamp to do my impression. Okay. So now I'm just going to stamp straight down. I'm just going to really put a lot of pressure on it and then pull up. And for those of you who like to stamp standing up, it does help a lot if you're standing up when you're doing this particular part, because you can really put your body weight into it. Okay, and now you can see I have the impression in the clay. Now I'm going to take this round cutter and position this so that I could see right down inside of there. Now you can make it perfectly centered, or you can kind of bring it down a little bit like that. And I think I'm going to do it that way because I want a little bit more of the lines coming down toward the bottom of the pendant. And then you're going to just press, turn a little bit, and then you can pull up the excess clay. And this clay can be used for other pieces, earrings, other pendants. So I'm just going to put that aside for now. The next step is to choose one of the Perfect Pearls colors. And I'm going to choose this one right here. This is the Perfect Bronze. It's a little bit lighter than my piece, so it's going to add a nice little shimmer to it, and you're going to be able to see it, and it's going to make the recessed areas of that image really look more defined and deeper. So I'm just going to shake that powder a little bit to get some of it onto the cap, and then using my fingertip, I'm going to put some on my fingertip and then just gently rub it onto the surface. So like that. Doesn't take very much. If you want it a little bit brighter, you can add more. Like that. Now my final step is going to be to create a hole, because once you bake the polymer clay, you can go back and drill a hole, but it's easier to put it in now while the piece is soft. So I'm going to find the spot where I want the hole, and I'm going to put the craft pick in there, and I'm just going to create a nice size hole like that. You can see it's already there. You want to make sure it's up high enough. I can move that up just a little bit here. You want to make sure it's up high enough that when you put your little jump ring in there, that there's room for it to still swing, that it's not too tight. Now at this point, you can pick up this piece, and it's okay if you pick it up like, you know, and it bends a little bit, because then you're going to lay it back down onto a cookie sheet and just kind of lay it nice and flat. And you're going to bake this for 30 minutes at 275 degrees. Now once it comes out of the oven, just let it cool a little bit, and then I use a spatula just to kind of loosen it from the bottom of the cookie sheet, and then it's all ready to turn into jewelry. Now to add the findings to the pendant, I have two different size jump rings. I have some bigger ones and some smaller ones, 6mm and 4mm. And all you have to do is start by opening up the jump ring like that, and then you want to slip the jump ring into your pendant and close it. Once it's closed, then you're going to take your smaller little jump ring and open that up, and you can add this jump ring and attach it to this jump ring, and then again close the small one. Okay, so now I have my pendant ready, and I'm going to show you how to loop this onto the necklace. I've purchased this wire through a home party company that sells jewelry, and this is great because I have lots of different pendants and I really like to wear them up high, and this is a perfect fit. It's sterling silver and I can slip any pendant on that I want. So all you're going to do is just make sure you have it facing the right direction and just slip it onto that wire like that. And let me show you how pretty this looks when it's on. Now, these look a lot better if you're wearing a V-neck, so we'll pretend that's a V-neck, but isn't that pretty? It's such a pretty piece. I really like that. This one I made out of some turquoise Sculpey, and then I used a little bit of the Perfect Pearl, just the pearl color, and rubbed it on top to give it more of a silvery look. Let me show you some of the other pieces that I made. Look at the variety of pendants and earrings I made using the Elegant Elements stamp set. You can create all different kinds of looks using different colors of clay, or using similar colors of clay and just using different colors of Perfect Pearls on top. These fun pieces are a perfect gift, and for those of you who like to sell at craft fairs or on Etsy, you have plenty of time to make lots of hand-stamped polymer clay jewelry for this upcoming holiday season.